All right, everybody. The only spoiler that I will give you in terms of the movie Get Out is that one of the scariest things that can ever happen to you is for a deer to run across the road while you driving your car. I had that experience happen to me one time. I was at a gentleman's establishment, in Gary, Indiana, and it was just, you know how hood Gary is, so let's just say it was not a top-notch place to see young ladies shake what they mama gave them. So I was already leaving the club feeling like, And as I'm leaving, a deer just came out of nowhere. And at the time, I had a Pontiac Sunbird. And when I tell you I rocked that deer, man, that thing hit my car so hard, it did a flip. And I just kept driving. I didn't stop. And I was just like in shock for quite a few minutes. Like I was in shock, like what just happened? And it kind of took my mind a minute to realize that the deer was the one that hit me. So fast forward to the movie. When the movie starts, that's actually one of the first scenes is that there's a collision with the deer. But what makes this a little bit more prominent is the fact that, and no one else in the movie theater noticed this. I felt like I was the only one who really peeped this. It was like somebody threw the deer. And if you know anything about deers, they weigh about the same as human beings. You say a female probably weighs 130 to 140, and a man weighs about 200. It's the same thing with a deer. A buck can be about 200, sometimes more, and those are usually very muscular. And the deers are kind of light on their feet, the female does. It looked like somebody threw the deer from the woods onto the street that hit them. So that was the first jump scare of the movie. So that's the only spoiler I'll give. And for the rest of this, I'll try to keep this at about 5 minutes, if possible. I think if you would have told me that somebody as goofy as Jordan Peele, and I say that in a good way because his comedy is hilarious from the Key and Peele show. If you would have told me that a goofy comedy sketch writer from Jordan and Peele would make a horror movie that's kind of technically the first black horror movie. Okay, because there was one called Death by Temptation in 1991, starring your boy Kadeem Hardison, a.k.a. Dwayne Wayne from A Different World. And I guess you gotta count that as the first one, but kind of not, because it wasn't successful. Nobody remembers it but me, and I don't think it got much run in the theaters. But this is the first time a black horror movie has been advertised nationwide and also got a good reception by the critics. If you'd have told me a goofy dude from a Saturday Night Live style sketch show would make the first black comedy film, the first black horror movie, that he would somehow still make it funny in some parts, that it would be actually scary as hell, And then number 4, it actually makes social commentary. I would have never believed that. But to give you the story and also to give it my endorsement to make sure that you making sure that you go see this film, it's basically a story about a black man. And I think it was very smart that this is a very dark-skinned black man. You know, I think if you would have done the movie with somebody my complexion, it just wouldn't have worked. The fear and the message wouldn't have been the same. You know, because I'm not mixed with black and white, but people think I am just from my complexion, my eye color, stuff like that. But, you know, when you get somebody that's a very dark-skinned man, it ain't no ambiguity, you know, about what the race is. It is what it is. You know that this is a quote-unquote real brother, a full-fledged brother. And the contrast stands out more. You know, when you out in the suburbs and it's all these white people, and then you got a very dark brother. You know, somebody that actually looks black. You know, like not light brown skin, but somebody that has very, very dark brown skin. The whole concept is that he loves this girl. It's an interracial relationship. He's a little bit worried about the fact that we're going on this trip and you didn't tell them that I'm black. And she reassures him, I don't see color and you're just my man, you're not my black man, stuff like that. And so when they go out there, he notices that there's 2 people that work for them that are black, that are acting very strange, very robotic. Some of the comments from the dad seem a little off. You know, not just racist, but just a little off. Mom says some stuff that's not just racist, but still a little bit off. And I think that's the other thing that you can get into with the movie. Some of the stuff isn't all out just black versus white. Some of his reactions, and he did a great job as an actor, by the way, just come from just a common theme of I don't care what color you are. If you act weird, you acting weird, and I'm going to pick up on it. Which is also evident in the fact that the black people that are there at the house act weird just like the white people. If you notice his response in the movie, once you go see it, he didn't discriminate on who he was questioning. He's questioning everything. You know, I think the white people are acting weird. I think the black people out here are acting weird. And that gives the movie more of a sense that he's by himself. And another excellent thing that the movie did is his best friend is so tight with him that he's babysitting the dog at their house. So that's how you know that somebody is your friend, if you allow them to stay inside your house to watch your dog. And he kind of acts as the voice of us in the audience, is that everything that we question, his friend is also questioning and telling his boy Chris, the main character of the story. And I will say the movie starts out as suspense, and then there's just a little bit of comedy. It's not just jokey joke, but you get some funny parts. But then there's a part in the movie where he sees another brother, and the brother says, "Get out." He said, "What? I'm sorry, man. What?" He's, "Get out! Get out!" And he starts trying to choke him. And that's the only time that you hear the word "get out" in the movie. After that brother does that to Chris, then it's on. It's just a full-fledged horror movie after that. And be prepared. It's everything that they do is calculated. Like, you're not expecting blood and you're not really expecting violence like that. But they give you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So the pacing of the movie is excellent in the sense that you really never know what's going to happen. And then when things happen, only thing you can say is, man, um, I really couldn't give this movie any less than an A+. Um, if you a fan of horror movies, if you a fan of brothers like Jordan Peele who just make independent moves like this and you want to support them, and then the biggest thing, the third thing, if you are a conscientious person and you like social commentary, things that deal with issues of black people in this country, then you have to go see this movie. And A- is probably the lowest grade that you will get this movie. Like, this is not a B+ movie. Like, this is incredible. When Oscar time runs around, if this movie gets shut out and doesn't win one Oscar for something, I don't care if it's best director, I don't care if it's best supporting actor or actress, lead actor, score in terms of the music, costume, set design, I don't care what it is, but it better win one of these awards. That's just how good it is. And my final thought I will say, and then I'm gonna wrap this up. I think the movie, and I said this before the movie ever even came out, I said this as a comment under the YouTube channel for the trailer of the movie. I think it's an allegory to Donald Trump. When I made the comment, I was saying it, I want to say I was saying it, oh yeah, I was saying it right after he won the election, because I think, no, I couldn't have said that. I actually said it before he won the election when it started looking like that he was going to win. But I was basing it off of some of the crazy stuff he was saying in his campaign against Hillary Clinton. That you basically, that there's only two forms of malice towards black people in this country. You have the malice that says that I want to exterminate them, or the malice that says I want to exclude them. So exterminate and exclude. And one form of exclusion is exploitation. So I don't want to give you the same rights and liberties and advantages that I have in this country, but I do want to use your talents, your likeness, and your perspective to better myself and my opportunities. And the movie itself as a whole just speaks to these realities. So that's it. You're cheating yourself if you don't go see this. This is your boy Track Lacer. I'm out.